Hello, hello, hello. Thank you so much for joining me on this Motivational Monday. Whether you're watching it in the morning, afternoon, or evening, I just want to offer you a few moments of encouragement for your day to start your week. And I wanted to share with you. I was out yesterday. I went to a wonderful anointed service at my church, and my pastor did an awesome message regarding your secret place. And I left there and I met some friends, and then I went to a couple of stores. And while I was in one of the stores, I went to a self checkout, and I did what I had to do. And something told me after I finished scanning the few things that I got to check my account to make sure that I had the right money in there, enough money. And so it took about, I'll say 5 seconds. And then I paid for my items, and I had I guess about 7 to 8 items. And the lady that was next behind me got very she was just overbearing. Her attitude was bad. She was unpleasant. And before I could get my groceries bagged, she came up behind, start checking out stuff before I even finished bagging my things. And I thought, how am I going to react uh, to this? How am I going to react to this person? Am I going to turn around and knock her flat out? Am I going to get abrasive with my tongue, with my mouth? But what I did was I looked back at her, and I froze. I just stared at her, and then I bagged my groceries and I went on about my business. Well, in the process, I guess because she was so unpleasant and abrasive, when she went to scan her groceries, they wouldn't let her do certain things because I get, how high tech things are. The high tech equipment thought that the things that were still of mine being bagged was hers, and that she hadn't rung them up. So her karma came back to her, but I'm glad that I learned to walk away from the situation because it could have gotten ugly. I also can remember different times I've been in restaurants, and the waitress was just was not pleasant. I can remember a certain situation where I was talking to a young lady on the phone, and this young lady was just going all off the chain. I mean, just going off. And I remember the Lord brought back to my memory that scripture says, a soft answer turns away wrath. And I just let her complete her cycle. And then the Lord, led me to ask her, I said, are you done? Are you done with your mouth? Are you done saying these things to me? Are you done? And when I said that, I felt the spirit that was on her. I felt it leave her. It was just a totally different thing. And everybody that I have just spoken of, they were very nice people. They were one young lady was just as beautiful as she could be. But from this, I remember learning something. I remember learning a word known as rebarbative, which means unpleasant and unattractive. And I thought about first the young lady that I was speaking with. She was a beautiful young lady. But because of her disposition, it made her unattractive and unpleasant. What about the waitress in the restaurant? She was a beautiful young lady. I remember yesterday it was a handsome young man at the restaurant that we were at, and he was such a pleasant person. But I'm sure in their restaurant there were other waitresses that had a bad disposition, and it made them rebarbative, which means they were unpleasant and unattractive. And there are so many instances in our lives. How are you going to react to things? How are you going to respond to things? But We will never be known as a person that's rebarbative or unpleasant, or what is it that makes us unattractive? Stay encouraged today, and you have everything within you to be just the opposite of what it means to be rebarbative, which is unpleasant and unattractive. And what is that? Because you are made in the image of God. So walk that way, act that way, live that way. And let me tell you, when you are pleasant, sometimes I've seen some women, men that were handsome, women that were beautiful, but because of their disposition and their attitudes, it made them rebarbative, which was unpleasant and unattractive. But because of who you are, you'll never be. Have a wonderful, exciting, blessed day today, and stay encouraged in the Lord.